Hey, this is Dr.Nikki Zeigler here with the Combo with Dr.Nikki Zeigler. Listen, we're talking about Live Your Life, the life that you deserve. Live the Life You Deserve Summit, hosted by speaker Pamela Tate, domestic violence advocate. Listen, Pam got a lot going on. Pam is a travel agent. She does retreats. She does conferences. And this is another baby of hers that's just soaring by leaps and bounds. So many speakers are coming to speak at her summit, and you have to live the life you deserve. You got to live the life that God has given you, and through that, we have speakers from all over that's coming on my show talking about what their expertise is, teaching you how to step into your purpose, and really showing you how to live your best life out loud. And so I have another amazing speaker. Ladies, we got a man in the room now. Like, I'm in here. Let me go ahead and bring in Pastor Dexter B. Jenkins. Nice to meet you, man of God.
Yeah, fellas can represent. We can represent.
Yeah, y'all. Come on, ladies. Let's go ahead and celebrate.
Yes.
I got to tell you, Pastor, my demographics is the women. It really is.
I know. Well, I peeked you out a little bit, so I know the herpreneur and all that. So, hey, I'm all about ladies too. So, hey, man, I'm good.
I'm
just happy that y'all let me hang out with y'all for a little bit. That's all.
I'm trying to get my husband. He's gonna do the hempreneur. He's like, I got too much going on. I'm like, baby, you got to do this. Listen, I'm trying to get him.
Yeah. Well, you can influence him, right? You come on, baby. Just give me a little something. You can work it out.
So tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you got going on.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my name is Dexter B. Jenkins, as you said, and I live at the intersection, Dr. Nikki, of, as I tell people, faith and finances. So I've done it for the last 30 years. So I've spent the last 9 years. My wife and I started a church in Boston, Massachusetts, Fellowship Christian Church. And then prior to that, for the 20 years prior to that, I was in the financial services industry. So life insurance and investments, things of that nature. And also, since 2016, we've been a real estate entrepreneur. So we buy houses, fix them up and flip them and things of that nature, buy and holds. And so that's a little bit of who I am. And so what I've done is I've been able to combine the faith side and the financial side to put that together in order to help people, really what we're talking about now, live the life they deserve, in the area of their finances.
Wow. This is going to be good. So tell us what are you going to be speaking about at this particular summit?
Yeah, my assignment is, I was given the assignment to talk about something that I call the SHIP method, which stands for SHIP, stewardship, ownership, and entrepreneurship. And Dr. Nikki, what I found is that over the 30 years of dealing with finances, as well as being in the faith arena, that there is a secret sauce to building wealth. Now, if you know anything about secret sauces are most of the time, they're very simple. They're a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then voila, you put it into the food and it tastes good. Got it? And so when it comes to your finances, as all the books that I read, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Riches, you just go on down the line of books I've read. And then as I look in scripture, in particular through the book of Proverbs and the book of Ecclesiastes, when King Solomon talks about wealth building, got it? And so what I did was I combined all those things into what I call the SHIP method. And so it stands for stewardship, ownership, and entrepreneurship. So I figured that, so I tell people, if you could do those three things well, you would have a chance to build wealth. And so that's what my topic is during the Live the Life You Deserve Summit.
Well, I see that Prophetess Llewellyn came in. She said secret sauce to build your finances. Come on now. That's what he said. Well, that's what he said. We're gonna see what he talk about it. Let me see if he good at what he do. I'm just playing. So he's a financial mentor. That's what
Right.
he is, a financial mentor, and his job is to mentor us in our finances. Of course, that's what he do. So give us some other things that you'll be discussing at this summit.
Well, that because
Everything, but little some
yeah,
something.
you know, let me take you through the ship method right quick. So basically, like I said, the ship method is stewardship, right? Ownership and entrepreneurship. Now, I don't know if you remember, Dr. Nikki, do you remember a movie this is years ago now, Jungle Fever by Spike Lee?
Oh,
Yeah, you remember that movie? And then
yeah.
there was a song in there, Stevie Wonder said he had a song called These Three Words. And so,
3 words.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. So
Yes.
I like those 3 words will help you build wealth. So let's look at stewardship. Stewardship is really the skillful handling of your finances. That's
Hmm.
what that is. So when money comes into your hands, how do I develop the skills that I need in order to maximize it?
Hmm.
So now the key during stewardship is what I teach people is this. You got to have what we call a spending plan. Now, other people call it a budget. I call it a spending plan because nobody wants to be on the budget. But budgeting is like dieting; nobody wants to do it. But what a spending plan does, it puts you in control. And what you're doing is you're telling your money, this is where this is where you're gonna go. And so
Right.
I show people how to walk through a spending plan. And the goal of the spending plan is for them to be what I call a 10-10-80 person. So they're gonna tithe 10%. They're going to save a minimum of 10% and they're going to live off the rest. And so that's what the stewardship piece is. And so we got to start people there because what I find is that most people don't know what's coming in and what's going out. So we're just living our lives spending, but we have no clue. So we start with stewardship. Then after that, Dr. Nikki, we go down to what I call ownership. Now, ownership is critical because what we got to do there is we've got to develop an ownership mentality. And I mean that's what Pamela Tay's talking about. That's what you're talking about in Herpreneur, the thing that you're trying to do. You're trying to get people to have an ownership mentality because for the most part, we've been brought up to have a consumer mentality.
Ooh.
Spend, but we don't own. And so what I talk to people about when it comes to this ownership is you've got to have a mentality of listen. It's not about the cash per se. It's about equity. I've got to own it. So I talk to people about this thing called assets. You know, if you ever read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I recommend anyone read, if you serious about building wealth, that's one of the books you got to read. Outside of Proverbs and Ecclesiastics, that book probably was the one that shifted my paradigm the most on finances. But one of the things he says in that book is assets put money in your pocket while liabilities take money out. Got it? So what we've got to do is we've got to get laser focused on building assets. Now, Dexter, what is an asset? So cash flowing real estate is an asset. You know, so maybe you buy a duplex or a triplex or fourplex or commercial property, and that money comes in every month that gives you cash flow. That's an asset. Another asset is intellectual property. You know, that's what you're teaching to talk to people. I was watching an interview I think you did with with Dr. Monica, Dr. Monique. Maybe that was some time ago, but you guys start talking about when you write a book, you're an entrepreneur. You have intellectual property, right? And so intellectual property, that's an asset, which a lot of us, because we don't think that our expertise is all that because we're good at doing that. But if we learn how to package it and market it and brand it, it can become an asset. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I mean, think about the things that we do. You know, we download music maybe off iTunes or whatever all the time. Well, that's an asset. If you write a book, those are royalties. And so, maybe if you have money sitting around, that you lend that money out, because a lot of times the way the Bible talks about us being lenders and not borrowers, correct? So one of the ways that we do that, we can lend money out. So I get people focused on, hey, you've got to develop an ownership mentality, and you've got to get laser focused on building assets. So if you just did the first two, Dr. Nikki, you would be straight. I was doing a podcast, was it last week? And I was talking to a guy about Beyonce. And Beyonce I think it happened in 2015. You can go look it up. But one of the things Beyonce was she did a show for the executive of Uber, and they offered her, they said, we'll pay you $6 million. And she said, don't give me $6 million, give it to me in stock. So obviously she took the stock, and the stock has what? Has risen. And so, okay, she could have took the $6 million, which would have been good, but she was thinking like an owner. So, you know what? I don't want the $6 million. Give me the equity, because I know if I have an ownership mentality, boom, it's going to grow. You know, the same thing. I heard Usain Bolt do the same thing, the track runner from Jamaica. He said there were certain companies that when they came to him to advertise his product, he said, no, we don't want just the money. We also want a piece of the company. So ownership is a major pillar that our community has to grab a hold of. Got it? And then the last one is entrepreneurship. Now, entrepreneurship is when you put together an enterprise that solves problems for people, because that's all an entrepreneur does, is they find people's problems, solve them for a profit. Got it? Now, what an entrepreneur does is, which is so powerful, is this. You take advantage of this thing called leverage. You know what I mean? So leverage means that you can get more done with less, which is smart to do. So an entrepreneur recognizes, hey, I got to have leverage and I have to have systems. And what they do is they recognize that I am only limited if I'm the only one working. So if I'm only working 8 hours, I'm only getting paid off 8 hours. But as an entrepreneur, what I do is I put together a business where I have other people working. Now, obviously, it has to be win-win. So I'm not trying to take advantage of people, because we people are afraid. So we're not trying to get over on folk. But I'm recognizing, hey, if I have 10 people working for me and all of them work 8 hours, I get to work. I benefit from 80 hours of work as opposed to my one, which is leverage, which makes my wealth come in faster. And so that's what an entrepreneur does, is it recognizes, hey, I need a team. The saying is it makes a teamwork to make the dream work. That's what an entrepreneur recognizes, is that if I can create this leverage and have other people hours working for me, I can build wealth. So that's really a smidgen of what I took people through during my time at the Live Your Life You Deserve Summit.
Wow. So what next for you?
What's next for me? Well, now I'm in the middle of creating a number of educational products, because one of the latest company that my wife and I started is DBJ Enterprises. And what DBJ Enterprises is a financial literacy, financial education company, where what we're doing right now is putting together products, to really begin to break down some of the things that I talked to you about, because there's a difference between you giving information and then you helping people implement things.
Right.
Because that's where the breakthrough comes in, is when you're a minister of the gospel. You talk about the Bible talks about us being doers of the word. You know what I mean? So we're blessed if we do it. Well, that's not only in scripture, that's in anything we do. So how do you hold people's hands and walk them through the SHIP method, or whatever, your program, the Herpreneur, you're holding people's hands and walking them through how to get started, how to brand, and all that. And so that's what's up on. That's where I'm at right now. So we're in the process of rolling all that things out. We do have a podcast called the Wealthy Conversation Podcast. We do have a book, so any material that we can get in people's hands to help them to build wealth, that's where we're headed. All
right. Well, we appreciate you. Listen, if you have not, you're going to get all this information, because he has a plethora of information that we need, especially for the body of Christ. Like, we need this man right here. We need him to go ahead and pour back into people who, if we don't know, how do we go forward? Exactly. So God strategically send people like him our way to keep us up abreast on what's next for us, so we can know to walk right into our purpose. So if you have not registered for Live the Life You Deserve Summit, hosted by Pamela Michelle Tate, you need to get there. It's absolutely free. It don't cost you anything. Go to the website.
Just some time. That's all it costs you. Invest some time. That's it.
Time in yourself, and you're going to get some out of it. So even though it's free, you're still going to get some out of it, okay? Live the Life You Deserve Summit.com. Tell her Dr. Nikki sent you. Tell her Pastor Dexter sent you. Let her know.
That's right.
We're in this thing to take you to the next level. But sir, we appreciate you for stopping by. You're welcome to come back. We'll get you on some shows and let you come and teach us some things. Because I think the Herpreneur, We might let you in. I don't know.
Please let me come in. Please let me come hang out with you sisters. I like to be around some powerful sisters.
You need to meet the wife first. Got to meet the wife first.
You know what? I'll bring her through. I'll definitely bring her through. You'll like her.
Okay, good. Take care, Pastor.
All right, God bless you. Have a good one.
You too. Hey, this is Dr. Nikki. Wanted to come on here today and talk about, my ultimate herpreneur planner. Hey, listen, if you haven't gotten this planner, you are missing out, especially for those Christian women who are in business. This planner is made just for you. Okay, Dr. Nikki, so what's in it? Everything. Over 90 affirmations. It teaches you how to successfully plan your action. If you are trying to get your branding together, you're trying to get things together, this particular planner is going to help you to plan your action. We have a whole branding development. We have a whole layout on how and the necessary things that you need to plan your business. I got the business cards in there. Check your password. Listen, a business overview. This planner is something that you don't want to miss. We talk about your strength. We talk about your weakness. Who's your threat? We talk about your sales, your products. We talk about your shipping, your vision board. Listen, everything that you need is in this planner. 240 things to teach you on how to get your life together, girls. Come on. Listen, it also has a social media planner in here, your video planner, your services planner. I didn't leave nothing out. I didn't leave anything out because I wanted to make sure you knew exactly what's going on. Hey, who's rocking with you? Who's on your team? I mean, it tells you everything. And guess what? It's daily, it's weekly, it's monthly. We talk about the finances. Have you posted? Where you post at? I even got 12 of my ambassadors writing stories on 12 awesome women in the Bible. You don't want to miss this planner. This planner is life-changing. And guess what? It's here to serve you. So guess what? The planner is nothing but $59. $59. Listen, email me, drnikkizeigler@gmail.com and say, hey, Dr. Nikki Zeigler, I need that planner to get my life together. And once you get it together, you're going to see the transformation that God's going to send your way. All of it because you step out on faith and you invest it back in you. $59 is all it's cost. Step out on faith and get the planner that to change your whole entire life. Hey, inbox me. Let's connect. Let's get you together because that's what it's all about. Thank you for listening. Get the planner now. Let's